Coming from Drumree, a junior club outside Dunshaughlin, he makes his first senior championship appearance for Meath. Also celebrating his debut is corner forward Ollie Murphy, who couldn't play in the league because he played for London in last year's Connacht Championship. It's a team with a little of the new and old. Robbie O'Malley is back beside his captain Martin O'Connell, while up front Brian Stafford and Tommy Dowd may still pose the biggest threat. Regular fullback Ken Keelahan is today joined in the Offaly defence by his younger brother Alan, who makes his championship debut. Corner forward Pat Daly is not alone getting his first chance at senior championship level, but he has the added responsibility of taking all the frees. It's an Offaly team that does not contain many familiar names, but it does have one jewel in corner forward Peter Brady, who remains one of the best in the game. Starting this Leinster Championship campaign is referee Pat O'Toole from County Longford. It's Meath against Offaly in Park Chalchin and Navan on a dull, cloudy afternoon. And any wind advantage at this moment favouring the boys from the faithful county. Meath. Trevor Giles. Rolling off Ollie Murphy is left corner back David Foley. Offaly will want a good start. Ken Keelahan. Centre half back and captain Sean Grennan. Up to full forward Michael Casey. Martin O'Connell with him. That's good play by Offaly, great determination. John Ryan gets his free. This is Pat Daly from Road. This would be a good boost if he can put it over. And that's exactly what he's done. Great point for Pat Daly after just 1 minute and 15 seconds of play.
That's a good start for Offaly, Marty. That'll settle him down and get the nerves going.
And as the ball is kicked out, a rather ferocious downpour has just started in Navan. And that's going to make it very difficult for players who started this match without a pair of gloves. And it is really letting it down. Where that came from, I don't know. Graham Geraghty. Sending it back up towards his full forward. This is Ken Keelahan. This is not a November League match. This is the first round of the Leinster Championship. It's going to be a free. And Sean Boylan is very concerned that his right half back, Graham Geraghty, may not be able to continue. He's making alterations. So Meath, obviously, major blow to their prospects. The loss of Graham Geraghty means a chance for Tom Hanley from Athboy. Trevor Giles sending in a ball, and goalkeeper Ken Furlong is there. And certainly Offaly have settled well. That's going to be a ball that was very well kept in indeed by centre forward Ronan Mooney. Referee not liking the challenge, and it's going to be a free for Offaly. And Pat Daly going to take it. Dangerous ball. Martin O'Connell goes up for it, comes down. Here's a chance. Goal for Offaly. Michael Casey gets at the end of it. It's a goal that indeed this match wanted. If Meath didn't want it, certainly Offaly did. Watch this again. Pat Daly sends it in. Martin O'Connell went up for it, but unfortunately just slipped out of his hands. Aided and abetted. Michael Casey came in, stood his ground well, and tucked it in.
That's a goal that Offaly wanted to settle them down. They've missed some chances up to now, but that'll get them well into the game.
Jimmy McGuinness with possession. PJ Gillick cut out, however, by Finbar Cullen. And Offaly certainly playing very confidently at the moment. Brendan Flynn giving an easy ball away, however, to Martin O'Connell. Some holding there by Ollie Murphy. Offaly have possession. Sean Grennan, the centre half back and captain from Forbad. Ronan Mooney, happy to take his point, and that's exactly what he does. And certainly Meath seem to have problems, and that early downpour certainly didn't help them. This is really the goal that set it all up. Michael Casey coming in and doing very well. And the sun comes back to Navan. And with it, John McDermott has possession. Sending into a real danger man. Tommy Dowd. And they foul him. And a chance for Meath to open their account. Quickly taken by Brian Stafford to Tommy Dowd and over the bar. 24.5 minutes of play before Meath registered their opening score. Certainly Eugene Mulligan of Offaly must be happy with his side in this opening half of their Leinster Championship. Offaly man literally dragged down Brendan Riley. And the referee maintains that the Meath man was charging with the ball, and it's going to be a free for Offaly. So again, it's Pat Daly. An important free. It suited him this time. The angle was right. The kick was perfect. Pat Daly has scored 4 points in the opening half of the Leinster Championship. And Meath have possession once more. Brian Stafford back to Trevor Giles. Getting a good ball in. Nicely cut inside to Evan Kelly. And Ken Furlong has to be alert. And he gets his clearance out. Only fires Brendan Riley. Meath keep the pressure on this time. Sending it straight over the bar. The centre half-back, who'd just been switched to left half-back, gets his team's second point of the Leinster Championship. Interestingly, Tony, what we were saying earlier about the Meath half-back line, Sean Boylan has changed his half-back line.
That's right, he's after bringing Brendan Riley out in the wing, and his contribution to the attack will be much better, I think.
Here's Trevor Giles. Chance here for Meath. It's a very quick retaliation by Meath. They're never beaten until that final whistle. And they've responded very well in the final few minutes of this first half. Trevor Giles setting up Evan Kelly. He took his point well. Here comes Meath, rather. Get so used to saying Offaly. Now Offaly seems to have disappeared. Meath go forward once more, and Evan Kelly gets his second point. A remarkable transformation in the scoreline as Meath get a lot closer. And again, it was Evan Kelly. Cut inside beautifully. There was a lot of space left to him. Took his point. So Meath are making changes. And Jimmy McGuinness is going off, and Jody Devine has been introduced. Almost held on to, but again it's Brendan Flynn, who's back there in his own half-back line, picking up a lot of loose ball. And that going off Peter Brady. And the referee blows the half-time whistle. Well, we've had torrential downpour. We've had a goal by Offaly, a very good performance, and an immediate transformation by Meath in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Will Colm O'Rourke be introduced for the second half? Half-time score, Offaly 1 goal, 5 points. Meath 4 points. So it's all to play for in the second half. Offaly leading by 4 points. Certainly they'll be hoping for as bright a start as they got in the first half, the Offaly boys. This is Evan Kelly. Over towards Ollie Murphy. Jody Devine to Brian Stafford. Dangerous ball, but not dangerous enough. Jody Devine to PJ Gillick, and over the bar. Meath get the opening score of the second half. Jody Devine creating the space, and PJ Gillick taking the opportunity. Offaly will really have to do something about midfield.
Yeah, they're Meath are really dominating midfield. Every ball, they're even winning every break now. A total difference to the first half. Meath look totally committed to the cause at this stage.
Brendan Riley given a new lease of life at left half back. Shown by a wonderful point. Excellent score by Brendan Riley, and certainly playing a lot better now that he's out on the wing. Where was his marker as he went through? There's confidence for you. Left boot over the bar.
Yeah, that was a very good move by Meath, putting Cormac Murphy and Brendan Riley, swapping him around. Brendan has really come into the game. He feels freer at wing back, I'm sure, to attack, and as such has added to the attack of Meath.
This is Evan Kelly. David Foley is there for Offaly. And taken off his boot by one Tommy Dowd. And Tommy swings it over the bar. Oh, that's a wonderful piece of skill. Wonderful heart and determination. And that's the difference between winners and losers. Watch this again. David Foley had matters under control. Now, here comes the just pick up like that. Good night, how's your father? And over the bar. And the rain begins to belt down again. Brendan Riley into the corner to Tommy Dowd. Evan Kelly. In a lot of space. Lovely skill. Can it curl? Yes, it can. Well, if Tommy Dowd can do it one side of the field, Evan Kelly can do it at the other. They'll be very impressed with him down in Drumree tonight, and rightly so. Just watch this. Wonderful piece of skill from Evan Kelly. Watch the little sidestep. Here it comes. The Offaly man went flying, and it went curling over the bar. The great Colm O'Rourke is being introduced, and going off is Ollie Murphy, and the rain comes pouring down once more in Park Charlton. Sides level. Colm O'Rourke very determined now to prove a point. Survives through three challenges. Well blocked down. Comes back outside to Brendan Riley. Back to Colm O'Rourke, who picked himself up like a 16-year-old and put it straight over the bar. Wonderful play by Colm O'Rourke. Sheer, utter guts and determination. He wants to prove to the three Meath selectors he should have been on from the beginning. He was blocked down there. Keep an eye on him as he picked himself up, made himself available. There. Took a look at the post and put Meath in front for the very first time. So Offaly introduced the substitute. This is James Grennan. It'll be interesting to see where they're going to make the switch. And it seems to be at midfield, because that's exactly where Offaly have problems. David Coffey has gone off. And if Offaly can make alterations to midfield and gain some sort of balance, they could still be in contention. Puts back down. Johnny McDermott. Brian Stafford. Tom Hanley. As Jody Devine goes forward to Trevor Giles. Floating it over the bar. Nice play by Meath. Just one counter-attack and they get a score like this. Worked all the way up. 6-7 players involved. Trevor Giles at the finish and took his point. Tommy Dowd and Tom Coffey, and it's Coffey that wins the tussle again. Good play by the cornerback. Running into a spot of bother. Peter Brady. He's way down the field. Knocked away by Martin O'Connell. A race for Brendan Flynn and Enda McManus. Enda gets a boot to it and sends Trevor Giles free. Inside, all alone, is this man. Outside once more, a shot at goal and a great save by Ken Furlong. And certainly Meath had a chance there. Lovely interpassing movement. Tommy Dowd passing it on, and Ken Furlong seeing it very late and over the bar. Offaly in a rare attack. Martin O'Connell. That's going to be a Meath ball, heading off an Offaly man last. And there's a bit of an argument going on here now, but whose ball it is exactly. And the linesman, to his credit, I think is making the correct decision, giving it to a Meath man. And in fact, the linesman is going to give a hot ball. But his original decision was the correct one. Meath have it, Brendan Riley. Cormac Murphy. Straight off the ground, there's a kick there to the knee to Sean Grennan. And there's a lot of space down at the other end now. Tom Coffey. And Meath have it. Colm O'Rourke has gone inside. Brian Stafford gives it to him. Colm O'Rourke, there it is. Goodbye, Offaly. Hello, Colm O'Rourke. This was a goal of sheer beauty. It was the veterans that really made it. Stafford saw O'Rourke inside. Look at that for a pass. Look at the finish. It certainly is easy now at this stage for Meath. Martin O'Connell available for Enda. Evan Kelly having his own tussle with Finbar Cullen. Colm O'Rourke. Tommy Dowd is gone racing, charging inside. Ken Furlong has decided to come, and he manages to get a fist to it. They're not finished yet. Tommy Dowd lobbing it in and off the crossbar. Meath extended now to 115 to 1-5. Offaly, who failed to score since the 27th minute of the first half, acknowledge that Meath are their conquerors and the better team on the day. It was a very good performance by Meath, particularly when you consider that they lost Graham Geraghty, but they did regain with this man, Colm O'Rourke, scoring a goal and 2 points since he was introduced in the second half. The full-time score in Park Talton, Meath 1 goal, 15 points, Offaly 1 goal and 5.
I'm very relieved that we've got through it. In the first 25 minutes, it looked as though we had left all the work on the training field, as if we weren't going to spark at all. And then with the last 10 minutes of the first half, we came into the game, and once we got into the game, we seemed to settle well.
We started off very well, we got the breaks. We forced Meath into errors. The forwards defended very well, blocked the Meath backs coming out. And we were getting the breaks from midfield. The second half, Meath upped the momentum of the game, and they started winning the ball midfield, and the breaks came out good for them, you know, and they started popping them over.
We didn't expect anything but a hard game from Offaly because they're championship contenders. They're always real gritty performance. They never die, as you probably saw there at the end. They still kept trying to work, trying to do something, even though we seemed to be dominating. They still kept trying to do it. So it was no different than we thought it was going to be. I'm delighted to be behind us.
When things started to go wrong, from every sector of the field, Meath just took over, and we had no response for it.
As usual, Sean Boylan, they are very complimentary to the opposition. Well, Tony Davis, if I could turn to you first, a 10-point win for Meath. And Offaly had a goal and 4 points on the scoreboard before Meath scored, and yet they had only a goal and 5 at the end of the game. Does that signify an Offaly collapse?
Very much so. Offaly started very, very well, but I think the turning point in the game came, Micheál, when Brendan Riley was swapped from centre-back and Cormac Murphy went centre-back. Cormac held down the middle much better than Brendan Riley, and Ronan Mooney was doing very well there at the start of the game. Brendan helped all the attacks, attacked from half-back and supported all the forward line. And after Meath got flowing there, John McDermott came in, the big John in the midfield, and he won absolutely everything. And from then on, everybody at the game knew that was going to be Meath's victory.
So it was a question of Meath gauging the opposition that little bit better as the game went on?
I think so.
Yeah. Colm, it was pouring rain when you came on. Do you like playing in the rain?
No, with that thunderstorm the first half, I said to Sean that if it continues like this, I don't want to go on because it was so wet and miserable. But generally speaking, I hate playing in windy conditions. I don't mind rain. I think a lot of players would feel basically the same. The wind spoils a game, makes a bit of a lottery. But players who are skillful, you know, you can chip the ball off the ground with a wet ball. And I think players who have good control of the ball often, and especially people with side steps, they often are able to adjust very well to those conditions and can play even better.
You played your first senior championship game with Meath back in 1976. Yet you came on yesterday and scored a goal and 2 points. What have you to prove?
Well, I actually didn't come on to prove anything. I think some people may have thought that I was trying to show up the selectors for not picking me, but that certainly was never the intention.
You'd never think along those lines.
Absolutely not. No, I was just glad to get on. I like playing. My interest in football is simply to play more than any other part of it, and I have enjoyed the preparation with the team. I trained very hard with them this year, and
you hope to get a little bit more. Marty, are Meath good enough to be rated as favourites to win in Leinster?
I think they will be there or thereabouts. I think it will end up Meath and Dublin again, without any disrespect to the other teams. I think Laois might be there or thereabouts, but I'm not totally convinced.
You want another look, maybe?
Well, just maybe. I think that Meath played very well, and I thought tactically they read the game even from the sideline very well. They showed